They're so sweet.
Hello, welcome to Dog Hugs. Great to have you with us today.
Hi, everybody.
Robbie,
hi, everybody.
We're gonna talk about our experiences as kids and pets today. We have an amazing guest to share their story. But Robbie and Geraldine, you guys have some amazing experiences. Mine was pretty ordinary. You guys, however, have some amazing stories to tell.
I think
Robbie.
Spider wants to speak up first, but we're gonna ask Spider to pause, and we're gonna ask
his busy phone.
And then we're going to ask Robbie to speak because Spider wants to be heard. He loves show dogs, but he's a rescue. And we think he's a show dog, right? He is a show dog. So Larry has his awesome frozen popsicle for him to keep him busy while we chat about other show dogs, because we do believe in every dog. Inside of every dog, there is a star dog, a show dog.
Robbie, tell your story.
You know, I was telling you guys earlier that we grew up on what was called a farmette. So we had a couple acres out in the rural countryside. I had a pony who had asthma. He was allergic to hay. So he coughed and sneezed. He had a bad time in the garage, in the barn. And we also, my phone started talking. I also had a quarter horse at one point. We had 2 or 3 dogs. Because we had a little farm, people would drop off cats all the time. I think they think you've got a barn, they can live there. So my parents were kind of ahead of their times. We would pack up all the cats and go when they had the free rabies clinics, and they also had free spay and neuter clinics. So my parents, we would take all these animals, get all the cats spayed and neutered, get their ears tipped, and come home. And it was kind of strange because, you know, our dogs were, you know, what would be considered now outdoor dogs. They had the run of the property. We had cats that were indoor, outdoor. I had gerbils and guinea pigs and turtles and birds, you name it. I had it. My sister and brother really were not that thrilled with animals, but I always managed to find something on the side of the road and bring it home. So, and then when my mom got a little, it was called a Manchester Terrier. It's a little tiny dog, maybe 5 or 6 pounds. Once she got that was a lap dog inside all the time. And then my parents kind of changed their thoughts on stuff. And rather than the dog sleeping in the heated garage with, you know, the hay and the straw in their bed, everybody came inside. Our cats became, except for the barn cats, all of our cats ended up becoming just indoor cats. So that dog, and her name was Flower, she changed like all of my parents' thoughts on the rest of the animals, which I'm not really sure why, but it was a big change. And then we had everybody indoors. So I had a ton of pets growing up.
Geraldine, what was your experience?
And I love that. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Larry. And so, Robbie, that resonates with me because we were Dr. Doolittle as well, if you will, in terms of having a zoo. And my family, parts of, like, my father had an animal husbandry degree. My mother was crazy about animals, just like our guests, one of our guests today, crazy about animals from a young age for multiple reasons. But I was lucky because of my parents coming together with that love for animals. That transferred to me, and therefore we not only rescued some show dogs that were retired. We also bred some AKC Yorkshire Terriers and Great Danes, not together.
Now, that would be an odd mix of a dog.
Yes, it would. We were smart enough to preserve those breeds. Not that anyone that doesn't is not smart, but you get what I'm saying. And because that was a long time ago, not to give away my age. And then on top of that, we had Dobermans. We had a love of Dobermans. Now, we did have a Dobie Dane combination that was amazing. Wow. But we'll talk about that later. What we did do that was fun was we showed dogs through a 4-H program. That was one of my my mom came to me and said, here are a couple of programs. So I went through dog 4-H and horse 4-H, and it was a fantastic program that sparked me to work underneath a Westminster winning family on how to train pets. I learned on boxers. Besides my parents, all the dogs on my parents' farm at a lot of boxers, and those are tough to train. So give me a good boxer and we'll be best friends in a moment. I've learned so much
Not
then.
an easy breed, my friend.
No, huskies, boxers, there's a few out there that if you can master those, you know, you're a real trainer in my
I got
eyes.
my hands full with an Australian cattle dog here.
What about mastering this 7-pound poodle that's over here in her bag?
We're working on her. She's going to be our next best in show, I promise.
Do you have that ribbon close by that you can share with the folks?
So my mother is so awesome. She always told me to save a few things that are really inspired you in life. And there are a lot of people out there looking for inspiration on what they want their career to be about. And one of my inspirations was the experience that I was able to feel and then give through working with pets. I love that. So here is an example. This was from 1979. This was the first dog show ribbon I ever received. We actually took our trained dogs to the Saunders County Care Center and went through a dog show before we actually started doing our first live dog shows. And so this was, I even wrote the time that they actually gave it to me. I'm so weird.
And here you are, Carolyn, showing a dog. How old were you in this one?
So I was 11 in that photo, and that is already trained. So I take no credit for the training of that pet. Her name was Eowyn. Her nickname was Winnie. She was a gorgeous Irish setter that was well decorated, had already won multiple best in shows, and I was lucky enough to adopt her in her older years, and she trained me on how to train show dogs. So the reason why that picture is so poignant quickly is the girl behind me was really nervous, and you could tell that my Irish setter's tail is down. Winnie's tail was kind of hanging. And so I was telling her, hey, it's fun. We can get through this. Don't be nervous, because I did not want her energy penetrating my pet. It's a very true statement when we say your energy matters in the ring or in life.
Let's jump right into our amazing guests. Geraldine, introduce our guests for a moment.
So one of my really great friends who's a big deal in the dog world, I call him the top dog, David Fry, actually introduced me to this amazing family. A great friend of the Dog HUGS show, and a guest, will be a guest multiple times. He'll be a repeat offender, as we like to call them in our circle here. So I asked him to introduce me to a family that was just so inspirational and really utilized pets as a way of life. And he walked me straight over to the Rogers family and introduced me to Kim and the mother, Kim Rogers, and the twins. At the time they were 14, now they're 16, Emma and Faith, who are on, all three of those are on the show with us today, as well as their older sister, Sophia, who is now 22, I believe, and she's actually part of the reason behind what's going on. And she is actually a winner. She won in 2016 the Junior Handler Award from Westminster. I mean, wow. This is such an amazing, inspirational family today, and I love their vibe. So we're here to share our interview, so much knowledge and wisdom that has come from this family, especially that's been inspired through showing dogs in a really great way.
Welcome, Team Joy, to Dog HUGS.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And welcome, Team. That's what they've nicknamed themselves.
So tell me a little bit about what a day is like in the life of a show dog.
Yeah, it really depends on what dog that we're showing at that time. Each one's different. You know, some of them need that little one-on-one extra time, and some of them, are just born stars and are already ready. But really, it's just socializing them young as puppies and just training them how to be that little extra, that star that they were born to be.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that, the way you phrase that. So what do you do with your pets to help them feel like a star or bring out that little sparkle in their eye? Because after all, the judge wants to see that sparkle, right? That little jazz paws. Like if you could train your dog to do jazz paws for the judge, they'd win. But what do you do? What's your secret?
just finding out what each dog needs to make them show better. And some of them are like super brave as puppies, and some of them are shy, and just helping them do what they need to work better.
I love that.
What are some examples of things that you do to make them look and show better?
Well, each one's different. Like my dogs really like food. So if I use food to reinforce positive behavior, then they're like all into it. But like Emma's dog's not really into food, so she has to use her voice and different toys to just get him to that level that she needs now.
I'd love for you guys to introduce yourselves. How it became Team Joy? The name Team Joy.
Well, we had a Great Dane puppy, and her name was Joy, Joy, and so that just became our team name because it's a name to remind us to always try to be happy, even though sometimes the days are rough and long, or we're hungry or tired. Just remember we're doing something that we love, so stay positive.
Be joyful.
Yes.
I love that. And so Emma and Faith, you're 16, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And Sophia, you're 22. I'd love to know what you guys do now through COVID that helps, because you can't show right now. So how are you maintaining that joy level with the fact that you don't get to actually show like you were showing before?
We're just trying to keep busy, but we're also mainly just really grateful that all our family and friends are still healthy, despite like this giant world pandemic. That all the people we love are still healthy, and we're able to work. And hopefully one day we'll be able to go back to dog shows, but we still get to have our pets in our homes, and we still get to love on them and spoil them. So we're just looking on the bright side.
So Kim, what is your secret for motivating them when maybe they're a little sluggish? Because when you're working with pets, you can't miss a moment. You really can't sleep in. It's true dedication. You really can't take a day off unless you have someone watching your back, Emma.
Yeah, I'm really truly blessed as a mom because I don't have to motivate them. They're very self-motivated. So they are dedicated to doing what they love with the animals, and I think they're grateful that they have them. They're blessed to be able to live here with horses, dogs, because they do what they do. And so that requires a certain level of commitment. I've been very fortunate that I don't have to twist their arms or do anything. They're pretty self-motivated.
So tell us a little bit about your other pets or animals. Pets, right? Your cows are pets.
We have 2 horses, a ton of goats, some chickens, geese, ducks, 2 sheep, some cows, and a ton of ducks.
I love that. And do you train specifically the pets, your show dogs, to interact with those animals as well, so there's no distraction at all, because you have that? If you have a duck to distract you and you can maintain composure with a duck, you can maintain composure in the ring, right?
Yeah, we try to make it a perfect harmony between all of them so that they can all just live together, kind of. So we have to, like, they have pointers and they're bird dogs. So we're working on that.
If I were 13 or 14 and I was watching this broadcast and I really wanted to be a junior handler, and I understand COVID puts a little pause button on that, but what would you suggest for them to start doing to help them, to inspire them, or to get them in the right position to be able to maybe start showing a dog?
Yeah. The girls were in a 4-H club, and most of the members of the club did not have purebred dogs, and so it's good for all dogs, I think, to do the training exercises that maybe they do with the show dogs, because all dogs love attention and exercise and keeps their mind busy.
Yeah, if they go to the AKC website, there's a lot of different training information on there for them, and they can get their junior's number, and just they'll send them a packet of stuff of how to get started in dog shows.
Oh, and that's fantastic. We'll share the link for that AKC information, because that's really important for children out there looking for a new hobby. Most of your love for pets came from your mom, and her love for pets from a very young age. So Kim, that's such a neat gift to give to your children, the gift of loving pets and wanting pets to be a part of your daily routine for many reasons. The pets you've had have helped every one of your children, and I'd love for you to share how it's helped the 3 that are sitting in front of you.
So Emma was extremely shy when she was little, but she wanted to watch Sophie in the Rain, and she just loves dogs so much. So they would go up to people and just want to play with their dogs, and actually having that desire to get in the ring and show helped her overcome her shyness, because she had to speak to people, and she, having the focus of the dog, I think helped to, slow security blanket there and ring, and figuring out what the dog needed and taking them on her own feelings. But she was able to thrive, and it really helped her overcome her shyness. It's helped all the girls in different ways, but just having a companion that loves you, and when you're having a bad day or a sad day or a happy day, they're there to share that with you. Responsibility of caring for an animal, it's dedication that it takes to follow through on your goals and your dreams. That's one thing, time management. There's just so many wonderful gifts that animals give us.
What's it like with your other siblings who aren't into dogs?
I think all of our siblings love animals, but they're happy just going up and petting the dog. They're not really as in love as we are with the animals. So they get to just cuddle them, but they don't have as much responsibility with them.
That's cute, because I used to have this this little saying that if you're not going to help with the raising or the feeding or the training of the pet, you only get to pet the back end.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny? Because they're a lot of work, right?
Yeah, they're definitely willing to hop in when we need the help, but they'd much rather the petting.
Do you have a favorite thing you love to do with your pets every day? Like one thing that you cannot wait to do, like you jump out of bed.
I take my pointers on runs every day. We go together, and we can just go and relax together when we're running.
I love that. That's great. What else?
I love cuddling with my dogs. They're my best friends. So. And doing trick dog with them, that's a lot of fun.
Emma, what are some of the tricks that you can do with your dog?
I mean, I teach him bow, shake, stick him up, fetch, poodles, and jumping. Like we also involve agility with it.
What she's taught them is she'll have the Great Dane, and then she'll have the American Foxhound jump over and then crawl under the Great Dane.
That's
fun.
Quick.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how that made you feel the very first times you noticed that as you're communicating with this new animal that you're just working with for the first few times, it's starting to click with you. Tell me what that feeling was like for all of you.
It's one of the best feelings. It's so rewarding. Like some of our puppies will be shy, and then to see them coming into themselves and being confident in the little world that they're living in, it's just so rewarding to see that you put that work in and you put that time in, and then it just blossoms up, and it's really rewarding.
Especially when you're in the ring, right? Where there's all that distraction and maybe you're a little nervous.
So you've put in this time of preparation, and now it's showtime, and Team Joy is on the scene. What's that day like?
Usually we start our mornings by comparing schedules because we each show different dogs, and we like to be able to watch each other, and like they're still in juniors together, so they'll compete. So usually we start by comparing our schedules, and then I work for a handler, so I'll go off with my handler, and then Emma.
I mean, I work for a handler too, so it's grooming dogs all day, bathing, showing, and just spend time with your best friends.
And do you have a routine or process when it's your time to show?
Getting the dog up to the ring on time and just sitting there with them and calming them down and just having a moment with them before you go in the ring, just to be together, and then you can go in the ring and show your best.
Sophia won the Westminster Junior Handler Award in 2016.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Why do you think you won, or why do you think she won?
I mean, she worked hard all year trying her best, and her and Bobby were just amazing that night. They were just spot on.
What does spot on look like for those of us who don't know all the details and nuances of?
I think their communication skills, as you were saying before, they were very in tune with each other, so that they knew what was going to happen or what they were going to do before it happened. Like Bobby knew I'm going to draw 4 feet straight. But they were just, their communication skills were brilliant. that night.
I know before I went into the ring, I knelt down with him and I just looked into his eyes and I could just tell like he was gonna give me everything he had.
Oh, now I'm gonna cry. Where are my tissues?
Wow. You knew.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you feel it. Like she has such a connection, that communication connection that Kim was mentioning. But I wanted to ask, in the balance of exercising them before you go into the ring, so they're not overtired, but they're not over exuberant. Where's your there's a balance. Like, you know your dog so well, you know exactly what you need to do in order to find that balance before you go into the ring to show off to the judge they're not overtired, correct?
Yeah, that goes back to each dog is different. Like Bobby, the one I showed at Westminster, I had to wait until the very last second and then just sit there with him and pet him and just let him know that everything was going to be okay and that we were just a team and it was just us. But then like Emma's dog, she has to have him out hours before time working him and getting him focused. It's just really, each one's different.
Oh, I just love that.
Is because they're really good at communicating and seeing what each dog needs. Like a rambunctious puppy, and some are really shy, and like she's saying, some you have to pull, to get them spunky out. They're just like, so they're really good at being able to read each dog and find what each dog needs. Some are food motivated, some aren't.
Because that bond doesn't happen overnight. You have to sleep with them. You have to be there every moment, feed them. That's a big one.
So you, as the oldest sister, at least of this trio here, do you have responsibilities with them? Do you train them?
I do. We go out in the driveway, and I'll be the judge or the teacher, and I'll give them little tricks, and we can all, 3 of us, it helps us to study each dog, and we each come up with different things because we'll notice different things. So just all 3 of us working as a team, we definitely get farther than on our own.
It really is team joy.
Definitely. It is.
What are the things you're learning from dogs that make you a better person in the world?
And they teach you commitment because you have to take care of them before anything else. Once you get up in the morning, you take care of them, and late at night, and they have to come first before anything you want to do. And that they'll always have your back, because when you're feeling sad or alone or just having a bad day, they'll be there to help cheer you up.
Yeah, definitely unconditional love. Even if you don't feel like it, and even if you're having a bad day, to just be there for someone and to love them even on the hard days.
Are you thinking about your life beyond 4-H club, beyond dogs? Do you imagine having a farm life? Are you guys at the point that you're discussing this?
I mean, I think it'd be pretty awesome to actually train military dogs for like search and rescue and stuff, because I always want to work with animals. But I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be fantastic. Emma?
I'm always going to be with animals. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a farm or not, but I think I'm always going to have animals.
I've aged out of juniors and 4-H, and so I've been thinking about it a lot. And I've actually become a AKC juniors judge, and I mentor different juniors and peewees, and just I want to give back to the sport that has helped me, and just be able to teach and raise up the next generation of dog lovers.
That's beautiful. What do you get out of serving in that way?
I just get to see, I get so excited when the little kids just get to love the dogs as much as I do. And it's not just a pet that they have anymore, but it's their best friend, and they just get to have fun with them. And just seeing them doing that and having fun, I just love that.
It's such a great thing to witness. And the younger age that witness that, the better, as it imprints you for joy, hence team joy.
I know I lost my dog last year, and I know that I'm not ready right now, but I know in the future I'll definitely, because what he gave me with his life, the love and the joy that we had in the bond, it's worth it no matter the heartbreak.
Do you have other human friends?
Definitely.
A couple. And they have dogs.
Do they tend to have dogs, or do some of them not have animals and are discovering animals from you?
A little bit of both, I think.
Once you show a dog shows, you make a dog show family, so you have a whole family and friends, and then you have a dog show family too.
And I bet all their friends want to spend the night at their house so they can play and have all that fun. I mean, it's like a built-in amusement park. That's amazing. Don't you think? Kind of.
Yeah, my friends all the time ask me if they can come over and ride the horses or just play in our backyard with the animals. So we're definitely blessed.
That's so much fun. So tell me, in all the times that you went into the ring, over all these numbers of times, is there a favorite memory that you have? Something that happened that you were just like, wow, and every time you think about it, you just tingle. Do you have a favorite?
My favorite dog show memory was when I showed my Doberman Brew at the AKC National Championship Royal Canyon Show. And all my family was there watching, and all my best friends were there. And Brew just showed amazing, and she gave everything she had for me that day. And I'm just so proud of her.
My favorite dog show memory is when the first time I ever showed was with my Great Dane. I've never met her before, and the owner showed up and said, "We need a handler. No one can handle her. She's too crazy." I take her in with a 5-point major, and then I got to show her recently. I hadn't seen her for a while in the veteran class with Sophia. We used to battle all the time when they were younger, so it was pretty cool.
Nice. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
And
Wow, there's so many different ones. Especially with these two. Just going to the shows and driving there and just staying overnight, they're all fun. But dog show wise, I would probably say Westminster, and not because I won, but just because that was the most I've ever felt connected with an animal. Like I said before, Bobby, he was just, his heart and soul, we were connected that night, and that was just, I strive to have that feeling with another animal. It was so special.
Yeah, how would you want to inspire others who are thinking about getting into junior handling?
I would say, I think one of the most important things, if you don't have a dog, is making sure you find the right dog that's a good fit for your family, and starting there. Also, joining a 4-H club or a local kennel club is a great place to find a mentor, find a breeder that breeds the kind of dog you want, and they love to pour into people and help them and mentor them.
And it definitely helped us getting started. Something that we always try to remember is that no matter what happens that day, we get to go home with the best dog in the world.
We love to give shelter shout outs on this show.
Right now, one of the organizations I think is doing a great deal of good in the dog show community is Take the Lead, because during COVID, so many people have lost their income and their livelihoods, and people who are sick, and they help pay all the medical expenses and help people who are ill in the dog show community. Also, we really love the organization that matches our servicemen with rescue and therapy dogs. We love them, just so grateful because they have service for us, and that they can have a loving companion help them heal. They've given all for us is just a beautiful, one of our favorite things. And everybody who rescues dogs and cats and helps them. The girls have done a bit with kittens. They like to rehabilitate kittens.
Is there somebody today in your life or in the world who you'd love to extend a blessing to, or share some gratitude or show some gratitude for today?
Well, I'm thankful for all my children and, and for you guys for all you do for the dog show world.
Definitely, there's everyone that's on the front line right now with the COVID going on. All the nurses. I know my older sister's working in a hospital, and we're just very thankful for her safety right now and just all that they're sacrificing for the world.
Beautiful. Yeah, Mom. Okay.
I'm grateful for Stacy Smith, who always is there with us at shows and takes us there, and she's just an awesome person. She shares all of her dogs with us, and we just got to go see one of her puppies, which is super awesome.
Yeah, all the breeders and share dogs.
I'm thankful for the best mentor.
Best twin.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. Sorry for that abrupt ending, folks. We are just about out of time here. Let's go right into this shelter shout out because we could talk about these kids forever. Who you got, Geraldine?
So my shelter shout out today goes to all of our friends over at Wayside Waves here in Kansas City. There are so many shelters, but I know right now I'd love to give my shout out to them. They are working so hard, preparing for whatever could happen through COVID, helping pets and their parents manage adoption, fostering, etc. So thank you guys for all you're doing. We appreciate you so much.
Fantastic. Robbie. Yeah, I'm going to mouth the words for Robbie.
Oh, no.
Alley Cat Rescue up in Alexandria Bay, New York.
Yes, Alexandria Bay, New York. I'll say I'm quite the broken record with them, but I just believe so much in what they do for cats.
It's wonderful. Cats need their help.
I'm going for an organization in Skillman, New Jersey, where I got to do some filmmaking and trick training at Save Homeless Pets. That's not far from our wonderful guests. We thank you again, the Rogers family, Team Joy. My gratitude and blessing today goes to all youth leaders who really make a difference in kids' lives, really made a difference for me in my life with the Boy Scouts.
My gratitude goes to not only my mother for bringing in sharing her love of animals, and my father sharing their love of animals with me growing up, and it just embedded into me, but also to Kim Rogers and giving that gift to her children in a way that inspires other children exponentially. So my gratitude is to all of them mentioned. Love them.
My gratitude is to my next door neighbors, Roger and Sue. They have been trying so hard to get Hazel to not be afraid of them and to walk up to them without cowering down. So every time we walk over, they come, they sit on the steps. They're so calm talking to her. They went and bought organic, really healthful treats for her. And they are just doing so much to welcome her and get her to be not afraid. So I just love that they're putting that much effort into my dog.
They win Best in Show for that. Right?
Folks, join us again tomorrow. Robbie, do you have a guest tomorrow?
I do, and I'm probably going to butcher her name. It's Amy. I believe she says it Soja.
Amy Soja?
I've always said it incorrectly. That's not how you say it.
Amazing.
It is not how you say it.
Yay,
Amy.
Amy Shojai, as I call her, who's not really Amy Shojai. You got to see her on tomorrow.
That's what I've always.
We stalk her on social,
her, but no, that's not the right.
We stalk her on social, so you should too.
Yep. So she is the founder of the Cat Writers Association, which has now been around for 25 years.
Amazing.
And she is also an author of fiction and nonfiction. And she's got a lovely cat named Karma, who I'm hoping will show up on screen. And that is who I have on From the Cat Box.
Fantastic. Folks, thanks so much for being with us today. We'll see you again tomorrow on From the Cat Box and back here Thursday on Dog Hugs.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.